This is Prison Architect, a sandbox game for housing crime. Today's gonna be just a kind of an intro, getting used to it kind of thing. You can select male or female prison. Different prisoners have different needs that you need to adjust. Go with male, and you can choose your warden. Each of them have their own little perks to playing as them. We'll go Warden Classic. You could play literally as the warden. You can't see everything, you can only see his general area, and you have to keep him safe. Don't feel like that's the best way to go about teaching someone the game. Medium size. And here we have a bunch of marks you can pick to make the map more interesting. Yeah, give us legs. Give us buildings. Yeah, go with gangs. That's a thing. Of course. Events. Weather and temperature. Absolutely. Make the guards unhappy. Go for it. We don't want to tick these two. This is pure sandbox mode, as it says. Add some fun to it. Don't do that. Don't know what this button is. It wasn't here last time I played. There we go. First day. You got some weather going. It's a little chilly out. It's spring. The initial default, I believe, is in Celsius. You can change that in the options menu. Everything you order comes by delivery. Oh, I don't want it to go into this little spot in the... So let's change that. We have a few rooms already. This would be a good place for our deliveries. Garbage can go... Wow. That's a lot of water over there. Yeah, this can be the garbage hole. And exports up here as well. Everything outgoing here in that spot. So, as you can see, we have just a vacant open lot to work with. Down here, you have your reports. Very important that we are closed. There is no prison. Do not send prisoners our way. And here we have kind of like a tutorial of how to, that gives you money. And it gets you on your feet. So we'll take these two grants. That will be sitting up here to remind us. So let's look at what we have to work with. Everything comes via truck, and it wants to drop it off here. So this will be the entrance to our prison. This will all be expanse. Now, you don't have to jump right into it. You can plan. Objects, just different color grid. Pathways, left click to put on, right click to get rid of. But all in all, they show up here. We want them to go through maybe a small corridor. And then the administration wing, since this end is shorter than that one, this will be the admin wing. And the size is very important because different rooms have different sizes that they need to be. So for example, the office here, it needs to be 4 by 4 by minimum. It can be larger, but no less than that. Now one thing I could do is give the workers something to do while I'm planning things out. Under objects, you can dismantle. Let's tell them to chop down some trees. Then we'll sell the lumber and the exports, and we'll get a little bit of cash back from the lumber. There, now they have something to do while I'm planning. So you walk in through here. Little waiting area. And then this will be a door leading to the admin wing. Do not make this big enough. 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's a start. So then you have a decision under foundations whether you want to make a brick prison or a concrete prison. You could also make it be either or, just your personal preference. There's no difference as far as I know of them. Just gonna drag, click that. Under objects, it says it wants an entrance so they can actually get in. So we'll put a large door right there. Now one thing you can, under materials is more like flooring plus walls. And fencing, I guess. We'd like to just make a path to the street. On paving stone, they walk faster. So I want them to walk faster there. Now we have no power. It is dark here. So let's tuck away right here under utilities, power station. Now make sure there's room all around it. There's nothing here because the capacitors, they go around it to power up the generator. And right away, just full power. Let's not mess around with that. And the water pump station. Now, the generator, the power station, it has a limit of how much power it can produce. More than that, and they will trip the system, and you'll have no power again. This is the only water pump you'll ever need. You could also put this indoors if you wished. The objects. It's also important to put sprinklers down on the off chance of fire. These are valuable electronics. We did a concrete prison. Yeah. So I want concrete walls. That's under materials. And I can just right click while having the planning up, get rid of all the plans there. Under objects is where you'd find things like doors. So prisoners are going in here, and this would be the staff section here. In order to actually power a section, all you have to do is drag a power line around it. Now see these water pumps, it's asking for water to be drawn from somewhere. So if you select something, you get a list of things the workers can do to it. You can't directly control a worker, but you can tell them what to do. So there we go. We have a foundation built, and let's signify these as offices. Office 1 and Office 2. It's not office yet because we haven't put anything in it. So all offices, they need a desk, a chair, and a filing cabinet. Yeah, the first two can be mirror images. Now there's never just one person in a room. Let's give you a chair so you can talk to someone. And that little bell chime was finishing the two offices. So we want to hire the warden, so that'd be under staff. Want to grab and it says through bureaucracy. So right up here is a bureaucracy tab now that we have a warden. And we can unlock things. And how much it costs and time to unlock. So in 6 hours we'll be able to get finance going. Once this is done, I want to go to maintenance next. Be good to have a way to keep this place clean. And then once that's done, then we'll be able to hire the accountant. Now, over here, this one I was planning on being the reception. Prisoners come in, they come in through here, they get stripped down, changed. Come in, say hello to the person working, the guard working the desk. And there, this'll, they come in, they go right to there. I just thought of something kind of cruel to do, so just want this to be big enough. Four by 4, I want one more. Because we also have the option here for parole office, which is 5 by 5. As soon as prisoners come in, they'll get shuffled back out. Oh, I put the door right here. Yeah, they come in one side, go out the other. The first thing they see on the right is going to be the parole office. Yeah. The holding cell right here. Let's just shimmy this down then. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then this will lead into the actual prison. Yeah, this will be the holding cell. And this will be the bathroom for the holding cell. Now you could go ahead and plan out your entire prison in one go. You don't need to go piece by piece. But I like the feel of it when it goes this way. Here's the entrance. You come in. You have a seat. A drink machine. Yeah, it's good to have a vending machine there. Oh, I trapped them. My bad. For the parole office, all it needs is a visitor's table. So the prisoner can meet with his attorney, parole board, what have you. Here it wants to build a holding cell. Needs to have a toilet and a bench. This is just temporary housing until their room gets ready. Over here, I want to put down a little shower room. Now, no, this is just saying there's no canteens accessible. There's nowhere to eat. And that's understandable because we haven't built it yet. Now, for the pipes, for water, the small pipes can only go so far, like what, 15, 20 blocks. So you'd want to put the large water pipes around the prison, because these are quite big, as this says, probably big enough to crawl through. So you would put this nearby to bring the water to the area, and then you would use small piping for the rest of the way. If you want the water to be hot, well, you need a boiler for that. I typically put those outside. They do need an electrical connection. No harm in running multiple lines of different things, and the hot water pipe only runs hot water. So it has to go to a water boiler. And they also have a limited range of where they can reach. So yeah, we have a little holding cell. It wants 2 guards, it wants 2 cooks. We're ready for that accountant. And we can pick up another grant. Yeah, we'll do the staff well-being. we need 5 guards without duties. Well, that would be right now, because we have no prisoners. And we want a staff room. Alright, so let's plan. We want some more offices down here. 4 by 4 and 4 by 4. But we can also swing around to over here to have this be a break room. How big a break room do you guys deserve? And this could be another block of offices. You get quite a few personnel here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this will be all staff building here. And if you drag and click while holding a foundation, it will tear down your walls. And I'm okay with that, because then I don't have to tear down the old walls. Now, there's nothing saying that your certain things have to be enclosed. For example, there's nothing here saying that the office has to be enclosed. It could be open concept. It could just be in the hallway. However, cells, they need to be enclosed. Let's see. No, they're all going to be trapped in. Yeah, the accountant and the warden, they're important enough that their offices are right there. So what I'm thinking is this would be the office, and this will be their canteen, the staff food lounge. Office. I said the office, didn't I? Be the staff room. They want a wide soda and drink machine, and that's it. Wide soda, wide sofa. And there we go, second grant. We don't have any inmates, so we can't really check their well-being. We have no inmates to educate. So yeah, just throw down some cash and we'll get some back later. Now, as for inmates, we're over here. Now we do have a lot of workers milling around, and guards. If they ever need to get rid of someone, just do so. 1, 2, yeah, 3 is enough. And we have 5 guards for that grant that we don't need right now. 3 guards. Now we're making some amount of money. Right, so this will be an outdoor trek to kitchen, dining area. What else are we looking at? Alright, get these underway. So if you don't tear down the wall, then you have to put an entrance in, which I do want to do anyway. So this is where they eat, and this is where they cook. Let's pick up some cleaning, which means we need a foreman. Welcome, foreman. He needs an office. We have just the thing for you. I've been keeping this on 3 because I don't have any prisoners. That could change once you actually have room for any. Now, another thing you could do, you could copy and paste. So right click to hold down this. I get a block. I can just push the button, and now that's there. It's a nice little feature that's there. They're all hanging out in the kitchen. Go ahead and designate this as a canteen. You can't designate a staff canteen yet. Now, as for canteens, they need a table to put the food on. It's quite large. They need a bench to sit on and a table to eat at. And that's all it is. Now, the thing about the canteen is that when prisoners are told to go eat, they'll do everything that's in this room. So if I were to put a TV in this room, they'll also watch TV. If I were to put a phone booth in there, they'll make phone calls home. So let's go ahead and do that. You're done eating, you can make a phone call. That's fine. Now, as for the kitchen, immediately want to put down sprinklers. So kitchens need a sink. They need a fridge. And the range to cook with. And the ratio is like 2-to-1 cookers to fridges, I believe. Experiment. Play around. Now you can also, if you click on hot water and it's asking for that, you could also make the sink get hot as well. They can wash dishes a lot faster if they're not freezing. I did want to pick up a janitor. Or 3. This place is getting mighty dirty. Alright, security is underway. Chief. Now the reason I want to pick up security is because I want to be able to set up these things such as patrols and surveillance. But he doesn't have an office, right? We can also make a security room. These are all things that we can get to eventually. But first, an office. So we can quick build, clone this, and toss it down. Yeah, he also gets a radio. Sure, he's important. And here, it's gonna keep going up the more things I power to that generator. But I now have, well, that wouldn't be a smart way to have a prisoner come in now. There's no, this is not exactly an open air, a closed space, so. And here I'll just put up some fencing. This will be the yard. So I want to throw some barbed wire up in case they get any ideas. It also doesn't say the yard has to be outside. It just has to be secure. And there we have it. We have enough things to have a prisoner come. But we don't have any real cells yet. That's temporary. That's what this is for. Cells can hold one person. Dormitory can hold as many as you can stick in there. You'd have to look it up. It's like for every amount of squares you can put an additional prisoner. This is where you can use the bunk beds and the dorm. Prisoners will be very upset they have no privacy. But I care. In fact, yeah, put the toilet right there, along with their showers. Open concept prison. Don't forget the drain, otherwise water will get everywhere. Good metal detector. Let's give them a window to the yard. Good luck sleeping. Now, did this hot water reach? It did. Okay. It's nice and warm. So for deployment, I want to signify this staff only. This became available once we unlocked deployment. And at all times, I want a guard walking this path. So now the staff will eat here and here only. And we have room for 4 prisoners now. Filled the capacity. All available means they will send everyone. We just want 4. I can tell them how many I want. You can tell me how I want each day. If you don't have room for a prisoner, they won't go anywhere. Prisoners are also broken up into minimum security, medium security, maximum security, what they're in for and all. I'll take one bad fella, 2 medium, 1 light. They'll probably get into a fight. That's fine. I have 3 guards working 24-hour shifts. It's all good. Let's give them some books. 2 radios so they can fight over the stations. Obviously. And a single chair to sit on. And there we have a basic prison. From this point, you would then do things like building up, make actual cell blocks, hire doctors, further making it not filthy in here. Visitation, which, you know, I left room for that here. This could be the holding cell is not a real needed thing. It's more just for the grants. So if I wanted to, I could tear this out and put it into visitation. Or, you know, extend it over here and have this be visitation. Just move the parole office up here and maybe put a couple of them. Teach classes and whatnot. Now for the actual, like, managing your prisoners, you have this button. You decide when they do everything. They sleep until... You sleep until 7? They don't sleep until 7. They sleep until 6. And if you don't... Lockup means they'll do whatever they need to in their cells. So if you put showers in their cells, then they'll use them. Otherwise, they'll be very stinky. If you say free time, they'll do whatever they need to do to make themselves happy. Open concept prison. Make yourselves happy. I don't want to deal with it. And here we have our first enrollees. We've got Simon Roach. Sentenced to 6 crimes for criminal damage. He's had a couple daughters. He pled not guilty. And this bar goes up. When he reaches up, he gets kicked out of prison. You have selections that you can do with them. We haven't made any solitary yet. That would be like a strip to do somewhere. Next up, it's got Mr. Paul Patton. 11 years for trafficking. And with a... You could get some information on each of your guys. So he's searching it for contraband. If they find any, they'll probably want to toss them into solitary, punish him a bit. Here we got our bad guy, Tim Cantlow. 12 years for torture. And finally, John Bolton. Kidnapping, false imprisonment. He's served a lot of time in prison already. Now you can directly control your guards. Danger level. A lot of things require a shrink. And he's got a water office as well. Now I put Fog of War on, so we can only see where our guards can see. Now that there are prisoners here. And you'll see guards, these guards are pissed off because there's only 3 of them and they're working 24-hour shifts and they'll get a chance to go to the break room. Keeping an eye on you, Cantlow. Yep, so they got tossed in the holding cell a couple minutes while they got the paperwork sorted out, and then they're off to here. How they dirtied some prison uniforms already, I don't know. And it's yard time, so this is going to go meander around the yard. Sandy side, the grassy side. Crime. It exists. You hold it. If you guys want me to continue this, let me know. Nice.